Precious tritium is the fuel that makes this
podcast
go. There's only 25 pounds of it on the whole planet.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Swinging Through Spider-Man. It's actually our 40th episode, so through 40 times, you've actually been listening to me and Brad go through a comic we know nothing about and kind of ruin it, I guess.
Yeah, it's hearing the feedback every week where it's just like, yes, that was an insightful way for me to think about one of my favourite heroes, which I never want to think about ever again. Cheers.
Yeah, so in case you don't know, Swinging Through Spider-Man is a podcast where I read a comic from the Amazing Spider-Man series, originally by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, to my mate Brad. I read them. He doesn't know anything. I don't know anything when I'm reading them, to be honest. But I feed back to him. I explain the story, the plot, and we're kind of finding our way in this Spider-Man universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing our thing.
I find our way. It's stumping. So, do you ever remember? What was it? Was it Insidious? Or what was that movie when there was like the geezer had to stumble around in the fucking dark next world, and there's no fucking light, and there's fucking things screaming at him, and that's the way how we find.
I bet that's Insidious.
It is Insidious.
I bet it is. I put money on that being Insidious. I haven't seen Insidious. I know there's a red man behind the man. That's enough for me.
Yeah, it's Insidious.
Instantly enough. We're part of the Outpost Independent Network from our city of Birmingham. It's podcasts from the centre of our universe. Of course, you'll find us on there. You'll find Fred, and you'll find Beware of the Leopard, a panel show that goes from A to Z through the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So if you like us, you probably like them. If you like those podcasts, you probably won't like us because we don't know what we do through any of this. Those are expertly produced podcasts. So, yeah. You can contact us at Spidey Podcast on Twitter or through our email accounts. We would very much like to receive emails from you. swingingthroughspidey@gmail.com, and that's Spidey with an EY. And that's about it for the homework, man. Where did we leave off last time, Brad?
Molten Man got seriously bondaged until the police come and took him away.
That's, pretty much it. We got 40 minutes out of the shortest script I've ever produced for this podcast. So, content overload.
It went a bit 50 Shades of Spider, 50 Shades of Red and Blue.
It did. It really fucking did. But we've had comments about that we actually, how did we get so much out of that? And I'm like, well, because we enjoyed it. But the Stan Lee and Steve Ditko era is ending very soon, and you can probably tell.
Yeah,
actually,
you get vibes from the comics, man.
Yeah, they're phoning it in. They absolutely, because usually you have loads of panels and it's quite intricate, and I'm not dissing it, but the last couple have been like 3 panels a page, just
Ditko going like get it out the door.
Yeah, exactly. And no, it's still really fucking good, to be honest, but it's clearly like it's not there anymore, and you can tell, genuinely tell. But in terms of Spider-Man's story, his ex-girlfriend, Betty, has run off. He thinks that she's eloped with her quote-unquote lover, Ned Leeds. I don't know if that's the case, but he thinks that. And that's it, really.
For once, not everything's crashing down in Spidey's world, is it? It's his aunt's out of hospital, safe and sound. She's no longer got radioactive cancer. Liz Allen's fucked off. Betty's fucked off. He's sort of like he's in a state of non-movement at the moment, isn't he?
Absolutely. It's not really progressing after his heroics a few episodes ago, but I think that's life, isn't it? You have that big burst of excitement, and then it goes back to normal.
Yeah, I think you're about right.
So yeah, we'll get into our 40th episode, and this is issue 36 of The Amazing Spider-Man. We'll get into it straight away. So this story starts off, a geezer, it's an asteroid strike, right? And a geezer finds like a fresh meteorite in the ground.
Like,
Like, holy fuck, this is awesome.
fresh as fuck.
He's like a part-time scientist kind of bloke. He sees this as an opportunity to get funding, so he takes it to a lab to receive investment. The scientists say that they're not interested, so he's turned away by labs for investment in funding.
Well, he comes in, right, because he's a scientist, he's a lab guy, so he knows nothing about sales. Let's face it, he just walks in and just plonks his fucking pebble on the side, just gives them the eye and goes, "How much? How much, folks?"
Pretty much, man. Like, I don't know where he finds a meteorite. He just like fucking lands, and he's like, "Oh wow, it's a meteorite," and he goes straight before to the scientists, and they're like, "No, man, we just want to make some fucking hair tonic. Try a bank."
he's trying all the other science which have absolutely nothing to do with astronomer.
Yeah, so
he goes down to the robotics lab, and they're just like, "For the last time, Dave, we don't want your fucking pebble."
Yeah, and he tries all the labs and stuff, and they're not interested. So he goes to the bank, and of course, so he goes to the bank with a rock, like, and asks for like investment, and he says, "I'll pay you back with interest." And they're like, "No, come on." And he says, "You'll be sorry." So he's clearly the villain. We know.
Oh yeah. It's not even like "you'll be sorry." It's like "you'll be sorry. You'll all be sorry."
And the council, that's the 6th time this week that we've turned someone down for a loan, and they threatened us. Where does this end?
they need to get the Second Amendment out, like my boy from the last comic.
Yeah, pull the fucking piece on it. He's got no superpowers. You can take him, but no cash is coming in. And this bloke, his name is Norton G. Fester. Right.
No, you're having a laugh. His name is not Norton G. Fester.
Sounds like a fucking Crash Bandicoot villain.
I can't make up my mind whether that is an absolutely fantastic name or a terrible name.
It's a bad name.
No, hold on, clarify. Is it a bad name as in bad, or is it that's bad, man?
No, it's a terrible name.
Oh, terrible. Okay, I'm just glad we're clearing that up.
No,
I'm from a very rough part of town, alright.
Brad, Norton. If anyone comes up to you called Norton.
Yeah,
G.
but he's
Fester.
Yeah, but his middle name is G, so he's clearly gangster.
That doesn't stand. It probably stands for like Norton Gabriel Fester.
The whitest name in the world.
Norton Garfield Fester.
That's it. His name's Garfield now.
He takes his meteorite to his own lab to just do the research himself. He's in a bad mood, mate, so he's quite heavy-handed with it. He takes a chisel to it, yeah, and he fucking slaps the chisel with a hammer, and it like literally fucking puffs gas into his face.
It just shits all over him.
It literally farts at him like. Oh my God.
Like, could you imagine a meteorite just deflating? Like,
yeah, it's like a fucking whoopee cushion. And he can't breathe. He's like, "It's choking me. It's choking me."
I'm not gonna lie, man. You get a foreign object from outer space, yeah.
The first thing you do is slap it with the most heavy fucking machinery you can. Whilst your face is unguarded.
It's not even like a small hammer over it. That is a fucking mallet. Straight up
rubber mallet and a chisel. He pops the chisel right into it, and then he rears up and goes. Bangs it. Hits it as hard as he can. Of course, and it just sprays at him like a fucking. Remember our teacher, Mr. Bailey, and he said, "If you see a skunk in the road, you have to fucking hit it as hard as you can."
Oh yeah. You got it.
If you slow down, it's fucking your car up for life. It's like that. It's like you needed to hit it
every time he told that story, all I could imagine is that like the skunk would be nowhere near the fucking path that he needs to go down. It's like, you know, when you're playing GTA and there's like a group of pedestrians on the sidewalk and you're just like, I'm just gonna take a quick detour. You just end up fucking mowing them all down. That's what I envision him doing.
Oh.
But
yeah, like going into
instead of like it's ragdoll physics, it's literally just a skunk on his wing mirror.
It's flat. What happens is any time you hit something from space and it spurts shit at you like Alien. You choke, you fall unconscious, and you drop because that space gas.
The best thing that I love about this is the fact that he says, "Can't breathe. It's choking me. Got to get away from it." Don't know about you.
Yeah, but it's spraying gas at him. It's like
so what's the best thing to do? Talk into it, so you're absorbing more gas into your mouth.
What he's done is open his mouth as wide as he can and shout as loud as he can whilst the gas is in him.
If I put my lips over the pressure hole, there will be no more gas.
Yeah. So he falls unconscious and he wakes up and he finds out quickly that his muscle mass has improved, his agility's improved, and he can jump and fucking run everywhere.
Oh, so the meteorite was just full of pre-workout.
It's creatine. Yeah, when he hits the pre, he's fucking banging those weights, mate.
I'm gonna guess this guy's about to do some CrossFit on Spider-Man.
When I've ever went to the gym with our mutual friend Josh Jones, and he takes 10 minutes to set up, he's got a massive bag full of dust, like fucking dust. It's like, this is illegal in the UK. I'm like, no. You want some? No. Because you see his heart. He has the thing like called the spider, and it's like veins on your chest. He goes, "That's when your heart's like working." I'm like, no.
That's when you're dying, my friend.
That's when you're close to the fucking edge. But our man Norton, he's clearly took the pre. He's Garfield Norton Fester. He's took the pre. He's feeling good, and of course, this is when bad instincts take over, mate, because he's got power, and he needs money. So it won't be used for any good.
No, of course not.
Why does no one go, I'm gonna do golf or sports and be good at that?
When I
go straight to the bank.
Oh yeah, instantly.
Like fucking seconds. But we've got someone to catch up with, mate. That's Peter Parker, who is at Empire State University. Finally, went back to class. He has missed loads of classes. Literally, he's just not been going.
But the thing is, as well, he has had a lot going on in his life with Aunt May being sick and that and whatnot. But let's not forget, he got into class fucking scot-free with his scholarship. So could you just imagine what his professor thinks of him? Like, even if he got his head down and really studied hard, like, he'd still be getting F's left, right, and centre because they wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, like, regular old Thomas Edison.
Oh yeah,
walking around fucking strutting like a peacock with his big old brain. No, you turn up on class at the same time as everyone else. Don't give a fuck.
Doesn't matter if you got a scholarship, man. You still got to apply yourself.
So he has missed a bunch of classes. The comic makes us aware that when he was fighting Craven and the Molten Man, that he wasn't attending classes at all. He literally fucking blew it off to fight these.
It's nice to know that time is slightly moving forward with these comics.
Oh yeah, they
everything other than jail sentences.
They go like a day, and then it'll be like, yeah, a few months ago. And I thought, no, 2 issues ago. It's not a few months in this timeline. It's days. We've come to understand it's days. It doesn't care, mate. Don't try and attribute this to any kind of timeline. It just goes forward. Don't know what pace it goes. It's just going forward. So he tries it on with one of Gwen Stacy's pals. Gwen Stacy, of course, is a former high school beauty queen who is a hotshot at Empire State University alongside Harry Osborn and Flash Thompson. He tries it on with one of Gwen Stacy's pals who's kind of had an eye on him. She seems to like go for it, but she kind of compliments him too much on how smart he is, and he goes, fucking always with the brain, always with the smarts, and he blows her off. He's like, no, RC.
Wait, hold on. You mean that no one wants this incredibly geeky looking like booktooth kid?
That's the thing, though. That's the thing they say. Like, because he's filling out his clothes. He looks proper good.
Yeah, looking hench.
Like, he's not the same person he was at high school. He's like filling out his clothes, looks good, and he's confident, and he ignores people. So he's genuinely getting to like a part where he's attractive to people, and she goes for him, and they kind of hit it off. And she mentions how smart he is. I think he's probably the smartest person here. He's like, no, why is it always with the egghead stuff? Why is it with the brain? Come on, it's not all about the brain with me. And he blows her off, and Gwen Stacy oversees this, of course, and the stereotype of Pete continues. He's falling into type.
Of course, it's like he can't do anything but do that. He gets himself into a situation. He just fucking typecasts himself.
Yeah, but he kind of sees it as a good thing because he goes, "Well, I don't want another Betty Brant situation developing, so no, I'm not gonna go out with a woman."
To be fair, smart move. Actual
You don't
smart
want to
move.
do that fast. I don't know. It probably hasn't been that fast, really, has it? I don't know. It's clearly still affecting him, but I don't know how far along we are from that. Even though it's an issue, I don't know how long the gap is. Like, probably a few days.
Fuck, it could be hours knowing Peter.
No, on the other side of the town, a situation develops as the looter, who he isn't your ordinary bank robber. He robs a bank. This is clearly Garfield, Fester, Foster, whatever he's Norton. That bloke, the meteor man. He's the looter, clearly. He's not your ordinary bank robber. He can jump really high and punch really hard.
So he's got all the powers of Captain America.
He's like, his costume's fucking weird. It's really cool, but it seems so out of type for this comic. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, I do quite like it. But the worrying thing that I have from this is that he clearly just had that lying about.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was just like, I'm going to keep this in the closet just in case one day, maybe, just maybe, I, get
just
superpowers.
Does it?
I don't know what it is about Ditko's inking, but when he does like purple, it's always so nice. Like the purple outfits are so cool.
They do. That is a good outfit, though. It's like very sporty.
Yeah, it looks like utilitarian. Really, it looks like it's very purposeful.
Yeah, it looks like streamlined and it works. So for me, that's a 10 out of 10 instantly.
Oh yeah,
but no, the looter steals everything. And
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining the looter leaving like an Amazon review on his new costume, just being like, "Yes, it was very breathable."
He comes in and he goes, "I'm the best dressed like supervillain." And he's robbing everyone. He goes, "Here's my business card, guys. If you did like this experience, can you please feedback? It'd be really important if you get 5 stars. If that's okay. I've really tried. I know it's been a bad experience for you, but it's been, I hope it hasn't been as bad as it would be. And everyone's just used to being fucking robbed, so it's really good that the looter's trying to kind of like customer experience.
Really, really trying to improve that UX.
Yeah, that fucking user interface. It's all going well. I'll go straight to the path. I use my desire paths. I don't beat around the bush. I go straight to source.
Like he walks into a bank and it's full of like really old people. And he says, "Oh, this isn't my target audience," and just fucking walks out.
Yeah. He's clearly got some design impulse, though.
Like he's got like these hostages all tied up and he's performing like audits and surveys.
He wants that feedback, man. He needs that feedback and that data to act on.
Only a Norton would do such a thing.
Oh, Norton, nobody can contain him, so he ups his game. He starts robbing, everything he can.
Well, if you're gonna give yourself the name the looter, you kind of got to commit.
You got to live up to that. You got to loot shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna go back to the GTA thing. Like, when you just rob a store just for the fucking sake of it. Like, you got a Lamborghini back in your garage. You own 5 yachts, a plane, but now you still hold up a convenience store just because you can.
No, he wants everything, mate. He's up in his game, going for it. But yeah, you can see what he wants. He's jumping around, taking cash, doing his thing. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Well, I know what I'll do. I'll be really good at sports. I'll try my best to be really good at sports, earn some money that way.
Yeah, easily. You could easily become an NFL player, and that those guys just make pure bank.
Yeah, get that contract, get paid.
Oh, yeah.
So this draws the attention of our hero, Spider-Man, who cannot for the life of him find the looter. It's always like that when he's kind of searching around trying to find someone and he can't find them.
He's the only person wearing a bright white and purple lycra outfit. Like, how hard can this man be?
But you got to think, it's New York City. The geezer's not going to find anyone at all.
Where does it? I've seen him find shit in the past using purely just his spider sense. Like, his spider sense is the fucking wonderful coverall for everything. And yet, whenever it could actually come useful, it never actually is.
Talking of useful, the looter, on the other hand, is worried about his powers fading away. He reckons that he needs another meteor. He needs to go and find another meteorite and like inhale the gases to boost the powers and keep them like topped up.
Halfway through a fucking bank heist, he just sort of like cradles on the floor. He's just like shivering. Just need one more hit, man.
So he's just like a massive fucking crackhead who just needs to sniff like space dust. See David Bowie. But he's under there with fucking crooked teeth. Like, what, mate? Want me to sing you a fucking song, mate?
The worst Bowie impression I've ever fucking heard in my life.
I've never heard his voice.
He speaks a little bit more softly. It's a bit more like this.
A bit more like that, mate.
Mm.
Is that better?
A bit.
That passed your fucking test, mate.
It's 10 out of 10 would listen to again.
All right, mate. I've come to rob your bank and speak to you about new ways of streaming music on the internet. Is that better?
It'll pass.
It'll pass. I'll take a fucking pass, mate. I'm not here to perform for you.
You're gonna pass better than Peter passes his grades. That's for sure.
Wow. Speaking of passing his grades, mate, Peter hits up the space exhibit, which is in town. Don't see where this is going.
That's a huge fucking plot point. That was very well missed by Mr. Norton G. What was his name? Vesta. Yeah. All the places he could have sold his fucking space rock filled with space steroids, and he didn't go to the space exhibit.
Well, the space exhibit has another space rock.
Oh.
These things are dime a dozen. No one we couldn't fucking sell it. Why is no one hitting this and inhaling the dust? Why is no one hitting them? Next time you see a space rock, hit the fucking space rock.
You know why? Because Garfield is just a fucking shit scientist. All the other scientists inside this fucking space exhibit was like, when we get to meet you, the first thing we do is not hit it with a hammer.
And he's like, yeah, heavy metal blasts fucking AC/DC. Bang!
It's like was it Iron Man 2 when he's trying to create the new element?
Oh, and he's listening to fucking suicidal tendencies, and it's really bad. It's fucking so bad.
He's wearing a wife beater, beating the shit out of Captain America.
I'm really sorry, and this is a tangent, but you can't be sad if you've got a big fucking metal suit. Mate, cure all ills in my life, that would. If I got a metal suit, I could just pump on at any time and fuck off to space.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't even be fucking hassled.
Mate, imagine... I'm just imagining like all the mundane shit I would do with it. Like,
but imagine if you have the Iron Man suit and someone ever steps to you, like someone pushes in the queue, and you go, someone pushes in front of you in the queue, you just like fucking record their coordinates and you blow up their home. It'd be like nothing bothers you.
Nah, see, I'm thinking about like the really like dumb shit I'd do. Like if I had like a telemarketer phone me, I'd just throw my phone into space.
catch it when the call's ended. You could literally fly to where it's gonna land and catch it, and like you'll have aircon in.
Oh yeah, you'd be fucking cool as fuck.
You'd be fucking great. You could go in like, you know, in Iron Man 1 when he just goes and stops the Taliban doing the Taliban. Just literally shows up and stops them fucking shooting rockets at people.
Terrorism.
And he fucks off. He's just like, yeah, sound. I ain't hitting anyone. I'll just catch the rocket and fuck
You know
off.
what? I'd probably be deaf as well because I'd just be blasting AC/DC and Black Sabbath all the fucking time.
You'd probably be deaf when you catch a bomb and it goes off in your fucking face and you're alright, but your ears aren't.
Yeah, I was about to say, we never really see Tony put these the earplugs in. Like when I'm on my motorbike and I go any speed over 50, I'm done. I'm done for the rest of the day.
And this motherfucker's going 100.
Oh yeah, easy.
Like normal.
Anyway, I think we've spoken enough about Iron Man on this Spider-Man podcast.
Should we start reading Iron Man? I listened to Make Ours Marvel, which is going through the Marvel universe, and they were reading the first Iron Man comic, and I was like, this is the fucking same as the movie. Like, I didn't know the movie was based on the first Iron Man. I thought they just made it up for the movie. It's literally, he finds a Jewish bloke in a fucking cave and makes an Iron Man suit. But it's not in, I don't think it's in Iraq. It's like in Vietnam or something.
It's current though, isn't it?
Yeah, like they changed it up, and I didn't know it was exactly the same. So listen to Make Ours Marvel. It's a really cool podcast. So Peter's at the fucking space exhibit where the space rock's like Gwen Stacy's already, or she's there.
Well,
she's there as well because she's a dork.
Clearly.
Yeah, she's a dog, and she thinks it's fate. Maybe I can actually, the pressure of school isn't there. No one's watching. Maybe I can actually get to know people.
So Is Gwen Stacy and Pete? I know they're both in the same university, but they're taking the same classes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so she's a bit of a science aficionado too. I mean, to be honest with you, everything fucking reminds me in this comic, right, of the fucking William Dafoe going, you know what, I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. Because every fucker in this is a scientist.
Fucking seconds later, he's screaming on that gas at the fucking... I just remember that terrifying me. Like he got the gas hit him, and he just starts screaming, not really angrily. I don't know why? What has this done?
Fucking great Green Goblin, man. He's just missing a bag of cans.
Screaming, yeah. So Gwen Stacy's at the thing, and she's like, the pressure of university isn't here. No one's watching. Maybe I can get to know him and see what the crack is. I could just, accidentally bump into him. I'll do that.
Like get him off his guard. Maybe he won't be so frosty.
Yeah, but Peter's on there for one thing only, and it's to get his mind off better.
I didn't realize he'd still be so hung up on her, considering
he's very hung up.
He's rejected a lot 3 times.
Yeah, he's just straight up ignored her and went, "No, fuck off, better."
I suppose that ship has sailed with a brother in it.
Yeah, it's gone, man. I think we've been clear since our live episode that it's dead and gone.
He just needs to move on, really.
It's
he's just sad.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to. But Gwen, she tries to catch Pete's eye, but Pete's too wrapped up in the spaceship, to be honest. So Gwen isn't impressed, and she storms off. But she storms off just as a looter breaks into the museum to steal the space rock.
Well, no way.
Peter runs for cover, and Gwen's like, "Oh, he's a fucking coward as well."
Rough, like
he's an unmitigated coward. That's what she says.
That is my new insult. It's so good.
But he's like, the looter jumps in, and Pete's the only one in a full fucking.
Oh yeah, like 0 to 100. Usain Bolt, man.
And of course, Spider-Man leaps onto the scene to confront the looter, because that's what Pete's went to do. He hasn't went to run off like a coward.
Yeah, but at this point, he's probably just like, the looter's just like just another guy, just another criminal.
I'll take this prick out in seconds. No, what happens is he gets fucking hit in the head by the looter and bludgeoned with a fucking expensive, fucking massive statue.
Fucking hell! You know what? I've got to give it to Ditko. The more he's gave less of a fuck about how much he's doing for these comics, the better the punches are getting.
The more Spider-Man gets battered.
he literally gets flattened like the looter uses that huge machine like you would have rolled up newspaper on an actual spider.
Yeah, and
flattens him up against the wall.
Just both hands like, fuck, have this urn off your teeth. The looter flees while shining a dazzling light to blind the crowd and Spidey. Spidey follows.
You know what? I'm kind of upset about this because this is the first time that the looters actually came across anyone that could genuinely stop him, and he's instantly ready.
He's like, "Fuck this! I'm done. I'm going for it."
Yeah.
Is that spaceship, man?
Fucking space steroids. I thought his powers were weakening. Does this mean that he was originally stronger than Spidey?
Maybe he's not weakening. Maybe he thinks he's weak. He just thinks he's weakening. Or he's
I'm just coming down, man. I just need another hit.
Terrified that he's coming off the drug, but he's never coming off the drug. That's the fucking key.
Stay in school, kids.
So Spidey follows into the dazzling light and smartly closes his eyes, so he's running with his eyes shut, and uses his spider sense to sense where the looter is without looking.
I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't just run into the windmilling again.
Yeah, but look how terrifying that panel is when he's just sprinting into the looter. He looks fucking hench.
Oh yeah, he looks massive, jacked as fuck.
Yeah, closed his eyes and it's like, oh, I'll just follow him with my spidey sense. The looter's like, this doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck a statue onto a crowd of people who can't see.
This geezer is cold.
And Spidey,
stone cold.
Spidey's got to deal with that. So he stops the statue crushing people, and that lets the looter flee into the night. Little prick. Not happy with that.
No, it's a cheap shot.
Peter changes out of his hero duds and walks back onto the scene. Gwen Stacy, she's not impressed with him. And this shows because a day or so later at uni, she joins him with a group of people mocking Peter.
That's also cold.
But he heads up to them and he's like, "Oh, what's up, fellas? Like, what's crack-a-lacking?" And they're like, "Yeah, fuck off, Pete." And Gwen's like, "Yeah, I'd love to see you throw a football to Flash Thompson, you fucking dweeb."
Rough.
And he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cold, guys."
Gwen is like sandpaper. She's legitimately like 800
She's
800
abrasive.
grit. Still Brillo pad.
When you've had a shave and you put aftershave on, you're like, "Oh, this smells not." Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Like, literally Home Alone 2. That's Gwen.
Gwen is
He
that
fucking
sting.
stings himself. Yeah, she's beautiful smelling, beautiful looking, but fuck me, it
That is a
stings.
good analogy.
There we go. That's what I'm here for, man. So, feeling alone, he realizes he's got to work to do, changes into his Spider-Man uniform, and stakes out the museum as Spider-Man.
Oh,
Just,
so the
you know,
looter
keep an
didn't
eye
get
on
away with
Meteor.
Meteor.
No, he didn't. He fucked off. It's not very. I don't think it was very clear in the comic either because I didn't know what went on. To be honest. But the Meteor's still at the museum and they're moving it. They're putting it under armed guard and moving it out of the fucking museum because it was just someone tried to rob it a day ago. Spider-Man drops by the museum just in time to see the looter taking the fucking meteorite just as it's being moved. So it's under armed guard. They're about to move it. He jumps in, fucking clears the house, takes the meteor. It doesn't stop there, mate, because Spider-Man confronts the looter, fists up. The looter gets a drop on him by like deploying a helium balloon that just fucks him up into the sky.
Oh, what is that, man? It's got a name. Is it Skyhook or
Bolton
something?
system like
Metal
Metal
Gear.
Gear in fucking yeah.
No.
When you attach it to the ship and fuck it off the mother base.
Man's a diamond dog.
Like the boys have to eat. He's a diamond dog. There's the title.
Man, so many Bowie references in this episode.
Fucking yes. But no, he fucks off. He literally takes the meteorite and fucks off. I'm
just imagining him just like going up and away.
No, what he doesn't take the meteorite. Actually, he fucks the meteorite at Spider-Man and takes off. So he literally gets the meteorite and goes "fuck off," and launches it at him. And he like kind of hits it with his hand, like a fucking just taps it. What if it's like a pumice stone? It's really light, like a fucking.
No, I reckon that's like a fucking medicine ball, man. Like straight up break your wrist.
No, he takes off in the balloon. He's like, up and away, web, gone. Spider-Man's like, oh shit, that's cool. He's like, wow, how about that?
He genuinely nerds out whilst he's watching the villain flee.
I think he's hyped. He's like, this is a challenge.
I don't think it's really a challenge because Spider-Man's just had the drop on, like someone drop on him like twice now. And he just had shit thrown at him, and the other guy hasn't stayed for the fight. It's just been constantly like throwing something and getting the fuck out of dodge.
So he goes up into the air, mate, and Spider-Man jumps on a flagpole and springs off it after him.
How would we know? Because obviously in New York there is a fuck ton of tall buildings. Like if one wayward gust and the looter is dead.
This is what I'm saying. How does he get down?
Just gently breezes over the fucking wind in the clouds.
This reminds me, in like Cleveland, Ohio, when they had Balloon Fest, and they went, "We're gonna set the Guinness World Record for letting balloons off," and it went fucking disastrously. Like they put all these balloons, like millions of them, they set them off, and the gust of wind just blew them across the city and caused chaos. Someone got killed.
What?
Like,
how?
There's a boat. It blew onto Lake Erie, which is a lake that surrounds Cleveland, and there was a fisherman. I shouldn't laugh. I'm not laughing at it, but like he got lost in like the storm, and they couldn't find him because of balloons. There's just millions of fucking balloons.
Oh shit!
Fucked, ain't it?
Oh my god!
So he's went over his boat, and no one can see him, like his body, essentially, because there's fucking millions of balloons on the lake.
Is no one thinking about like the environmental dangers of that? Like how mmany ducks and birds?
That's
and
what I'm
stuff
saying.
would-
It's like this is a stupid fucking idea that only Cleveland could come up with. Like Cleveland, it's a fucking place. It's the only place that could do that.
Ugh. Just imagine a cleanup crew going around with BB guns.
It'd be fun to not clean up. I'd fucking love to clean that up. Just like another day at the fucking office, just cigar chewing your cigar, shooting BB.
Figure that's how the looter gets down. He's just popping holes in the balloon, like one every couple of minutes.
And this is the thing, like anyone can track him. It's like he shoots up into the air really fast. But when you're in the air, you're gonna be slow. And when you come down, you're gonna be slower. Because the slower the air comes down, you come down, people are just gonna follow you to where you land and arrest you.
I'm kind of annoyed as well because Spider-Man's a big name at the moment in this. He's made a name for himself. He's all over the newspapers and that, as we're led to believe. And the looter is like, right, the best way to get away from Spider-Man is to just fly straight up. Like, Spider-Man can't climb buildings. Like, Spider-Man can't just fucking web him and bring him down. Like, could you imagine how awkward it would be? Think about this, man. If Spider-Man hit him with his web, gradually pulled him back down.
No, wait, what if Spider-Man just made like a webbing ceiling over him and he just like brushed against it for hours? And it made that much static electricity that you fucking killed him.
And thus Electro was born. The thing is, we know he can do that as well. We know he can build a web roof.
Some kids are just going to be aiming at the cunt with a fucking BB gun. Not to mention actual people with actual guns aiming at him.
And the pigeons.
Mate, fucking aircraft. Like, stuck straight, like, no. This is he says as well, mate, this is perfect. He says, farewell, fool, you were beaten by a superior intellect. Imagine if you went straight into a power line like fucking Deadpool 2.
Fucking spoiler alert, man.
Yeah, no spoiler at all. Fuck off.
Some people still haven't seen Deadpool 2.
And all they know is there power lines involved.
Good point.
There we go. I don't know, imagine if you went straight into a power line and just gone.
Beautiful. What kind of vault? What kind of vault should be like useful for once and be like, the sky's mine, and just cut him out?
Welcome to my domain, and just pecked him to death like in Jurassic Park 3.
Isn't that how vultures actually kill things as well? Like they actually pick stuff up from a great height and just drop them.
Nah, that's eagles, man. When they kill the turtles, they pick them up and just fuck them. Like, oh.
That's rough, man.
But no, he goes into the sky. Spider-Man jumps off a flagpole and just chases him. Just get the lands on. He uses his webbing to make a harness to the balloon. So he's like strapped up to a harness attached to the balloon. And he's equal with the looter, and they just stop punching each other
mid-flight. Spider-Man just
it's like going up.
Spider-Man straddling this full-grown man with a balloon backpack, just duking it out in the sky.
Fucking Spider-Man's webbing like goes because it obviously it's temporary, and he falls, but he uses his reactions to grab the looter's ankle, and the looter's just shitting it. Like, you must be fucking mad. You must be fucking crazy, mate.
I love how everyone that just took Spider-Man into the air has just been like, "You're fucking nuts." like whenever Spider-Man goes up to
the bloke's not strapped to a fucking balloon.
Every time someone goes up to the air with Spider-Man, they just think that Spider-Man just doesn't have the balls to stay up with them. But he's just like, no.
Like, you think I'm not fucking ready
kill
to
us.
die? And the best bit is he grabs onto the looter's ankle, hoists himself up, and wraps his like waist around the looter's waist.
Yeah, he's just proper like reverse cowgirl
like
on him.
Fucking like UFC when they're like doing the ground and pound, but he's doing it in the air.
Look, could you imagine if he actually knocked the looter out like stone cold, and he's still just like he's still floating about. He just goes up. He's just up against windows, just like floating about the city. That's so good. That's so good. That's
he wraps him around. He just smacks him out, and he's like knocked out. And Spider-Man's like rodeoing him down.
Oh mate, I would have just left him floating about because then he'd go up into windows and he'd be like proper like. just like this unconscious body.
And it should have just let him just float into the fucking Atlantic Ocean and die. Like,
oh man, too soon.
no, he drops to the floor. Spider-Man aids him by kind of slowly letting out the helium, but he's like limp. Like he's just like attached to the balloon, like completely limp going down. And Spider-Man jumps off as he's hitting the ground, and gift wraps him for the police, and he shines the Spidey light on him. He's like standing. It's like he's having a piss off the balcony.
Fuck's sakes. This has been an amazing comic.
He's got his like arms like so for the listener. There's like a sagged balloon on the floor, and the guy the looter's passed out, and Spider-Man's standing on a ledge, like head down, his arms on his waist, legs apart, with this like light on his waist shining down onto this like unconscious body.
It's like I remember when I was like a very young lad, and I'd go use a urinal for the first time, like a big boy. And you're just there with your hands on your hips because you're so proud of yourself. You're just there like, yeah, just pissing up against the wall.
Really hard piss.
Yeah, that's exactly what Spidey's doing.
The cops have got like batons as well, ready to beat the fuck out of this geezer.
Oh yeah, like he's not already dead. Well, not dead, but out cold.
No, he's fucked. That's the end. That's the best ending to a Spider-Man comic there has ever been.
It's so good. That's perfect.
So that's it, mate. Next time we have the rampaging robots, and I like how Stan Lee signs off with enough said. I'm like, hang, that's not enough information for those fucking things you've just shown me. Because one of them is a nebulous like Cthulhu being. The next is this really fucking thin robot.
One's all tentacles, and the other is just matchsticks.
Yeah, the rampaging robots take over next time. But it's all done. He's a hero. It's over. That's it.
So no,
I say that's it. That was fucking amazing. Can we just be clear?
Yeah, that was fucking incredible. All like
I know they're phoning it in. I know they're done. But that's the best way to kind of not do your job.
Like I said, the more that they don't give a fuck, the better it's getting.
It's fucking great. This is genuinely, I'm going to say, fuck if this be my destiny. This is the one.
This is penultimate, man.
I want to see a Spider-Man film now where he just goes into the sky, fucking batters the geezer in a balloon. But this could only work in a comic book, man. I wouldn't want to see this on screen. This deserves to be that. People deserve to pick that up and read it.
It would be real sad if you had to watch Spider-Man wail on a geezer in the middle of the sky for about 20 minutes. Until
the looter quickly found that he was out of his depth. Like,
oh yeah,
like, fucking hell. Like, I got away with one there, but
I don't quite understand what his research was. Like, he was just like, I need money for my research. He's just like, well, you've already smacked a rock in. Like, how much more money do you need to just go about smacking rocks?
Not much. But no, he failed completely.
He just goes up to a lump of marble, smacks that, and goes, results inconclusive.
Until he fucking sprays all over him. But man, shall we wrap up? I think.
Oh yeah,
that's done, isn't it?
We've turned yet another very, very simple comic into like a fucking feature. It's so good.
Our ability to spend the in-depth issues 20 minutes on those and like, drag these ones out is fucking incredible.
Right. This is what happens in this huge arc where people have told us that it's the absolute penultimate Spider-Man thing. This is the reason how come I got into Spider-Man. 20 minutes on it. This is where it's at. This is what's important.
So next week we'll have the robots. You can find us at Spidey Podcast. If you liked it, leave a review. Better yet, speak to us. You know where to find us. We told you at the start of the episode. Just a few shout outs, actually, man, if you wouldn't mind, Brad. We'll shout out to Dr. Spidey, of course, always there. Kevin, Amusing Moose, who is a newer listener who's started to follow us, I believe, and he feeds back every episode, and we appreciate that. Abby, of course.
Yeah.
Can't not. Eric, Glenn, Detective Spidey, Drunk Pete Crew, Rob Murdoch, another new listener who has been reaching out to us, and everyone else. If we forgot you, we haven't really, because you're there in our heart. So you know who you are.
Yeah, we love the fact that we're building this little community and people are starting to share little talks with us and little memes. We might have something in the works for you guys in means of a competition soon. So watch this space. We'll announce that at some point.
Yeah, and we'll. I guess we'll see you next week. So goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.